for centuries before anyone even thought about smoking in Africa.
What were people using for their rituals, for social gatherings, and for narcotic purposes?
Marijuana, alternatively called cannabis sativa, sometimes called kivela, sometimes called kushungpeng, or called ndom, whichever local name you want to give it.
Where did this plant even come from? It actually arrived on ancient trade routes, and it brought a name with it that tells you everything about its journey.
The original name used by the Kafirs in southeastern Africa was Bhang, and that's a direct borrowing from the Indian word Bong. From India, carried by Arab traders, right to the coast of East Africa, where local people started to adopt it and grow it for themselves.
And for hundreds of years, it's used in a very specific way. Then, boom, 17th century, tobacco arrives from the Americas. And it doesn't just bring a new plant, it brings a whole new idea, the act of inhaling smoke.
It completely transformed how people used it. The new goal wasn't just to get intoxicated, it was about getting a super fast, overwhelming narcotic effect, sometimes to the point of literally passing out.
And this is where we see this incredible explosion of local ingenuity, with people all over the continent inventing new tools designed specifically for smoking hemp.
Using whatever they had around, gourds, animal horns, bamboo, they designed these pipes that would pull the smoke through water. What does that do? It cools down that harsh smoke, which lets the user inhale a way bigger, way more potent cloud than they ever could from a simple dry pipe.
It was all about delivering the biggest narcotic punch as fast as possible. The whole idea was often to smoke until you were basically comatose. Then you'd pass the pipe to the next person in the circle.
But hey, what if you don't have a spare gourd or an animal horn lying around? Well, this might just be one of the most brilliant and simple inventions for smoking ever. It's called the earth pipe. And yes, it is literally a pipe made from the ground beneath your feet. The whole process is just genius. You dig a little hole to put the hemp in, then you carve out a tunnel underground that leads to another opening a little ways away. The smoker just lies right down on the ground and inhales straight from the earth. Some people even dug a second pit for water, basically turning the planet itself into a giant water pipe. And wow, the effects could be intense. This account is just so visceral. It describes a young guy who, after a few deep hits from a horn water pipe, just collapses. And his friends? They're not worried at all. They treat it like it's totally normal, even poking him with a stick. It just shows you how extreme this practice really was. Now, this new habit wasn't something people were just doing on their own. It got woven right into the social fabric really quickly. It started shaping rituals, defining a person's status, and building communities. Or, in some cases, causing a lot of controversy. Passing that pipe around became this huge social thing, but how people felt about hemp was all over the map. For the Balubas in the Congo, it was everything. They called it their food, health, and happiness. But then you look at their neighbors, the Batatala, and they saw it as a destructive curse that was ruining their society.
And this whole new culture of smoking, which started with tobacco, quickly found its way into folklore and wisdom. Take a look at this Bashango legend. It actually presents smoking as a tool for making peace, for forgiving someone.
So up in Morocco, hashish was often mixed with tobacco and smoked in little pipes, creating this whole cultural figure of the kiaf. Down in South Africa, they called it Dagga, and would sometimes mix it with another plant to make it even stronger, using those clever horn or earth pipes. And over in the Congo, like we saw, water pipes were king, and society was totally split on whether it was a good thing or a bad thing.